Greetings, everyone. Hey, how you doing? It's Matt Sella. Today, we are doing a spoiler talk review for The Owl House, Season 1, Episode 15, Understanding Willow. Joined with me via satellite radio, as always, it's my good friend Marc, who hopefully did not fall asleep on me there. How you doing out there, sleepy, ever so tired Marc?
I wasn't asleep. I just forgot everything that happened because of poor teachers and photo classes and not very well established rules of memories.
Apparently someone burned your photo of having energy.
I mean, I'm not blaming you, but I'm blaming you.
Fair enough. We'll repair that right after our spoiler talk. But for now, before we begin, may I remind you that audio-only versions go up on my Spotify channel a little bit sooner before the YouTube stuff. So if you want to check that out, links are in the description below to my Spotify channel. And be sure to check out my other reviews that I've done, such as B&A, Brand New Animal, Song of the Sea, an Irish animated movie, and of course our flagship series, DuckTales, the reboot series that we reviewed. Well, without further ado, what is this episode, Understanding Willow, all about? Well, during class, Luce and Willow are learning about viewing memories as photos. But when a certain memory comes up that neither really want to talk about much, Amity, who is passing by, catches wind of this and wants that memory to go away by burning it a little bit. However, that goes completely awry when all the other photos of Willow's starts to burn. Oh no, that's not good. So now, Willow, who has a connection to those memories, is acting quite drunk-like, if you ask me, seeks help from Ida to try to repair those memories. And so Amity and Luce must go inside the head of Willow to repair those memories, but to look out for the inner Willow, who may be able to help them. However, that is not quite the case, as inner Willow is just mad that Amity dared showed her face. And so, hilarity ensues. And that's generally what this episode is all about. Marc, we talked a little bit before the recording. You had very little to say. Why don't you let the fine folks know what were some of your thoughts on this episode?
I think it was a fine. I think it was okay. I think you liked it a little bit more than I did overall. I don't know, especially going off the last one we discussed. This one also kind of to me just felt a bit cliche. I don't remember if I mentioned that in the review. Sort of subverted my expectations, but ultimately I feel like the rules for this made very little sense. But I kind of saw a lot of this coming a mile away. I think the road to get there was fine, but overall I'm not sure. I'm sorry, that was not a very committal answer to that, I suppose.
Hey man, that's fair. All forms of media is subjective. But I will say I do echo some of your foundations as well. My thoughts on this episode is yes, a lot of the beats we've seen before, the misunderstanding, the whole buried memories, that deep connection, two sides of every story kind of thing. It's like, yes, we've seen that many times in movies and TV shows. As far as my opinion goes, yes, I did enjoy this episode a bit more than you did, as in I liked that we continued to explore Willow and Amity's past relationship as friends when they were younger and what happened between then and now that they're in like a high school like setting. What were those bridges that were burnt, no pun intended, and what could be repaired? And I like those moments. Like I like that character exploration. Yes, the beats that we've seen or the reasons why, it's nothing new. We kind of expected it. The episode itself did hint that was the case at the very beginning with the invitations. And so I can kind of see why this episode might not surprise anybody who is as seasoned and tired as us, Marc.
I mean, very true.
Because I am very tired. But I still think it was a really cool episode to explore. We kind of got a bit of the Psychonauts vibe of going inside someone's mind and memory to kind of like see an echo of that. I thought that was a lot of fun. And I will say this much though, I am happy. We've said before, I'll say it once again. I'm glad Amity is not just a straight up Malfoy type character. She actually does seem to care about people, but she also understands she has that blight name, family name status that she's got to live up to, put up appearances, whether if you think that's justified or not. Probably not, which is something we'll probably explore more in the future. I don't know. I thought overall that was fine. I like the pacing of this episode and the animation, which I haven't mentioned in a while. The animation is pretty decent for a TV show like this, so no real complaints there.
No, yeah, that's true. At least from a quality standpoint, I didn't notice anything like a particular lack of frames in key areas for the animation. But I think it's been consistent overall with what we've seen with the series so far. But that's kind of the best I can do for this one, I think. I I'm just I'm eager for the next step is what I'd have to say with that one. It kind of didn't help that both of these were back to back, and not that I think that was a downer or anything, but I kind of just, I don't know, it feels off to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really strange how Disney is releasing these two-parter episodes that are not two-parter. Mind I correct myself.
But that's been an issue I've had with a lot of the series that they produce, honestly. It's just very sporadic, seems unorganized, and a bit haphazard at best without much communication.
Yeah, you and I, we could definitely speculate that maybe in like a future standalone podcast of why Disney is doing this release method, especially with like what's going on now with the movies, the Disney Plus app, and all that stuff. But that's a conversation for a whole other day. I will conclude with this, Mark. Based off the last episode, we thought Willow and Gus were kind of a bit unlikable. I think this did well enough for me for Willow to give her more character. I still don't care for Gus. I really don't.
I will echo that statement in returns to Gus, yes.
Very self-centered and isolated from everything else going around. But I'll say it like I said before, we'll probably have an episode focusing on his backstory, if he has any.
Right. And I welcome it. I think he needs it.
Well, you heard our opinion, but now we want to hear yours. Let us know, what did you think of The Owl House Season 1, Episode 15, Understanding Willow? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Share your thoughts. Join the conversation. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring that bell to be notified when new videos drop. And if you want to support me directly, please consider going to my Patreon or do a one-time donation at my Streamlabs. All links are in the description below. This is Matt Sella.
This is Mark.
Thanking you all for tuning in.